Hi, I'm Sandy Beales, and you're watching the Twerk Ethics Show.
Sandy Beales!
Yeah, Sandy!
A lot of these songs I haven't played, like, since then.
Yeah.
And I want this episode for our fans, for One Direction fans, and for yourself to relive a very joyful time, very nostalgic time period. Because
You guys are fans, right? You're official fans now.
Oh, yeah. Like true fans. True fans.
Amazing. Okay, I'm going to fit in with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever been involved in something to that level before or since that had that constant element of like anything can happen.
Welcome back to the Twerk Ethics Show. I'm JT. That's Cooley.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Today we have...
Oh, you ain't even ready.
Sandy Beales!
Yeah, Sandy!
Hello. So nice to meet you, man. Like, for real.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's so nice to finally like put faces to names. We've been chatting for a couple of weeks now, haven't we, like online? But
right.
Yeah, it's great to meet you guys. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
What do you think of our sultry American accents?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Love it. Well, my wife's American. So I'm so
really?
used
Oh,
to
for
it.
real?
Yeah.
Where's she from?
Yeah. She's from California originally.
Okay.
Half American, half Colombian. So
wow.
she's from California, and then her family live in Vegas now. So
Awesome.
all over the place.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for sure.
I kind of want to know how you found us. I'm assuming you were just maybe scrolling through Instagram or...
It's crazy. So like, I think the way that this has all come together and the way that we're chatting now is a perfect representation of like the music industry. And I guess like social stuff now and the way it is. I was on YouTube and like, you do your thing, you're late night just scrolling, the algorithm throws something your way that you weren't aware of before. And obviously we weren't on each other's radars. And then the algorithm threw up you guys reacting to when we did the X Factor and Ronnie Wood came out. And, Ronnie Wood played on that. So that came up. And I've obviously seen so many of these reacting videos over time of people reacting to different musicians, different things. And I was like, I wonder if anyone's ever reacted to any of the other live stuff that we did. And then I went down that rabbit hole. I clicked on obviously your profile and I saw that you guys reacted to the 1D movie. And I was like, oh man, like this would be great to see what you guys think. Like something I'm really proud of, like kind of a work of music that we just, there's so much that went into that, like behind for all of us. And I was like, I'd be so interested to see as musicians and as such accomplished people as yourselves, like, what do you guys think about it?
Right.
And then I was watching it and you guys were making some lovely comments and some really positive things. And as musicians, we don't necessarily always get that rub and that shine.
So true.
Sure.
So I was watching it and I was just like, oh man, this is amazing. And then you guys started talking about a few of the bass fills and stuff like that. And I was like, obviously my ego was getting
Yeah, you're like, that's me. That's me.
And like you guys going, oh yeah, some guy on bass, and I think someone in the chat said, oh, it's Sandy, and it was really nice the way it came out, and like I just appreciate it. Like honestly, I just wanted to say that actually off the bat that I appreciate that you guys were just like, oh yeah, he's doing something like that. You complimented all the band, and it was so nice that you liked what we were doing and liked what we'd come out with for that. So I appreciate it, and that was it. So that's how we found each other.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, you were tickling our earlobes for sure.
Yeah.
Or eardrums, I should say.
It's kind of it's an interesting journey that we've been on because, I mean, obviously as a musician, we kind of assume everybody hears music the same way that we do.
Yeah.
And that is not true.
Right.
Like, there's so many times I will be with my wife and I will say, oh my gosh, listen to this. And she goes, why did you hear that? And I'm like, I don't know. That's just, it's the first thing that I hear. Like I always, usually first thing I hear are drums. That's like that's the first thing.
Yes.
And I'm not the drummer, but to me, that's the first thing I listen for. And then I'll piece the rhythm section together. Then I'll hear the quality of the singer and maybe the melody. And lastly, I'll listen to the guitar, even though I'm the guitar player. But it's funny how, we found ourselves listening to music in a way that we assumed everybody else did. But when we started doing this show, a lot of people were like, wow, you've taught me how to listen differently. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense because we have trained ears. But it was kind of shocking to realize that like people would be interested in what we have to say.
Yeah, very.
Of course. And the thing is, it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? Because it's a blessing that we kind of hear in color and we hear in all these different things and we're picking apart all these different elements that wouldn't necessarily be to everyone who's listening to it, your kind of average consumer wouldn't necessarily hear it in the same way. But we're thinking about the mix, the production, where everything is. And the curse side of things is I find myself not really letting go of that a lot of the time and just listening to music like I used to and just listening to the words and listening to the melody and enjoying the song for the song.
Yeah.
I get that analytical brain. I'm exactly the same, man. I'll say something to my wife. We were driving the other day and we were listening to this punk rock tune, a classic that we would all know. I'm not sure which one it was now, but I was just like, I turned to her, I was like, how is the tambourine that high in the mix? Like, how have I never noticed it before? How is it that high? And she's just like, what are you talking about? Like it matters. Like and it doesn't matter, does it? We get so into these things and into these things of like, oh, and I think it's a really good lesson as well of us as players. We always, I sort of tend to think of things from a bass point of view when I'm approaching something, but actually, when we look at the whole thing and listen to the whole kind of spectrum of what's going on, that's when we can find our place, rather than just thinking from our instrument. If we see what's on the canvas, then we can paint. But if straight away we're going, oh, this is me and this is my idea, does it necessarily fit in? And especially like Cooley, the bass and drums thing, if we're not together, if we're not on that same page, if we're not listening to each other,
falls apart.
We're nothing, are we?
Yeah,
We've got nothing, because a bass player is nothing without a good drummer. A good drummer is nothing without a good bass player. So it's got to be a relationship. And when we're not listening, when our ears aren't open. So that's why I think it's a blessing and a curse. The older we get, the more we listen, I feel. Like for me personally, that's definitely been the case. I listen a lot more now maybe than I used to. So it's nice to kind of have that. And there's a few things that maybe we'll talk about later on. And Josh, the drummer from One Direction, like I really listened to what he was laying down. And it's like, how do I fit into that? Where's my piece of the puzzle? And not overstepping, but also being prominent. And I think from what you guys were saying earlier on about how people listen, no one really listens to the bass normally. Like, let's be honest.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
and like that's the way it is, and that's the nature of the instrument. And I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. But when the bass has got something to say, everyone takes notice and everyone is aware.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many iconic lines throughout time that are the song, is the hook, is the bass. So we're one of those ones, aren't we? When we step out of the shadows, we're in the light, but we're cool holding it back a lot of the time.
Yeah, because if you notice the bass player live, it's probably a bad thing. I mean, like if you're not a musician, you're just going to go, whoa, what happened?
Right.
It's like, well, the bass can take the whole ship down, you know?
It's true.
It's like, that's why I've always loved the rhythm section, is like, that as a guitar player, I can kind of mess up and then turn around and hope no one really heard what happened.
Yep.
If y'all two mess up, uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm all out there, as a drummer, I'm all out there. And besides, I'm the loudest one too. So
Yeah.
So if I'm going to mess up, people are just going to, what? Wait, was he supposed to do that? No, I was not.
Yeah.
I was not supposed to do that. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't envy that thing of, as bass players, with like that whole first verse thing. It's sometimes very kind of not us. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes we come in for the chorus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We lay out for that first verse.
Sure.
Whereas drums and sometimes guitar with the intros, being straight in, being straight and so confident with the pattern, the groove, the swing, all of those things. And obviously it's a little bit different now with using track and having click, but the old school way of just having to come in, count it in, have the tempo in your head, count it in.
Yeah.
Like what a skill.
I have a recurring nightmare. It's better now, but I had a recurring nightmare for a long time that, like, I had to start a song and I was on stage in front of thousands of people, and I don't remember how the guitar part starts. But I start it.
Yeah.
And I would just have and then I'd wake up and go, oh, okay, that did not happen. You know? But there are, I remember playing live several times where it's like, I start this and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's the rhythm? Is it da 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 or is it da da da?
Yeah.
Because you're the dude that starts it,
bro. On this tour, the first weekend, because I play for 3 different acts for this tour, and like, so I'm just like, which one is this? And all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh yeah, trash can. Come on, bam. Yeah, there we go. And I was like, I totally just forgot until she started counting. I was like, oh, this is right. This is where that goes. Okay, got it. So, but I remember like the last second, I'm just like, man, you can't do that every time. Yeah, you're not gonna be lucky all the time.
So I was also going to say, like, another thing that has come out of this is very few of our audience members are musicians, and if they are, they're likely aspiring. Mm-hmm. So what I think has been more interesting is teaching music appreciation. So it's like, we can be very analytical about it, but something you said earlier reminded me of like remembering why you even got into music in the first place. Mm-hmm. And I think the band that you played in is like a really good example of this, of just like every time we watch something from that time period, there's like this feeling of joy and this feeling of like having a good time. And even the fans of the music, that's what they talk about over and over and over. They're like, dude, it just makes me feel good. And so I think this show has like reminded us why we even wanted to be musicians. And so we've kind of tried to teach, instead of teaching like musical analytics, we've tried to teach more musical appreciation. And
love that.
It's just because it's magic. I mean, music is like one of the most magical things ever. Yeah, you know,
because not everybody's going to be a musician, but you can learn to appreciate what music does for you. I mean, music's been a part of my life since day one. So it's been in the house. My parents knew how to play piano. My dad was a drummer. So since day one, music has been in the household. So, and like something that you said earlier about having more knowledge and like appreciation over the years and stuff, you just build up wisdom over the years and just take it all in and learn how to do that. Because at first, you're just like, who has the most chops? It's just like, which is fun, but I'm not the drummer that has the most chops. I will admit to that. But if you want pocket and you want groove, I got you. Yeah, I got your back.
Yeah. But you're the drummer you want on stage with you because you're and I'd be curious what you think of this too. Like you're a good hang. B, you're going to make the moment fun by reading the audience and being like, all right, we didn't get this excited last night, but this crowd, I think we can go I think
which
we can
always
go
helps.
Higher.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like just in general, you know how to play with a band. So there's guys with chops that like could outplay me for days.
Right.
But then you put them in a band setting and they fall apart.
Yeah.
Because it's
that's true.
The wisdom and experience thing. I don't know. Curious what you think about that.
I could not agree more. And I think any young musician hearing this or any sort of young person in any creative industry, I think it's a really important thing to take on board that a lot of the people working and a lot of people doing it aren't necessarily flying around chopsy, playing all these things, like doing all these crazy things and these techniques. Like, it's great to have stuff in our locker to be able to pull out when we've got a moment. But what we're doing most of the time is we're honoring the song, we're serving the song. What does the song need?
Sure.
And the commercial realm that we're all in, there is very rarely you're ever going to need. Like I don't think I've ever. No, that's a lie. A few times on stage I've played slap bass, but it's been more of the kind of never too much style slap bass rather than the kind of super double thumbing sort of thing. Like
Seinfeld.
That's not my bag. I can't do it. I can't do any of that. That's not me. I don't get those calls because it needs to go to someone else who can do all that.
Right.
So it's that thing of don't get caught up thinking you need to do one thing when actually you might be hindering the thing you are really good at. You might be amazing at something. You might be so good at something, but you're like, oh yeah, but I'm seeing this person on Instagram flying around and doing this, so I should probably do that. It's like, no, you do you, because what you're good at is what you need to nurture and you need to culture it. Like,
Amen.
Right.
Kind of like examine and pick apart and get better at. Do you, like, do your thing, because there's going to be people doing that thing. Yeah. You might spend your whole life trying to get there. Obviously, the flip side of that is, as session players, we have to have a box of tricks, and we have to have kind of be comfortable in different situations, be willing to adapt. And okay, this has been thrown out there. All right, we're doing a cover now, and it's going to be in a country style. Okay, I've got those chops. I've got that grounding.
Yeah.
So there's the flip side of having a good understanding of stuff. But anyone who's getting in this creative rut and going on Instagram and feeling down about it, I don't think that should be the way. Look at yourself and be like, hang on, what can I do? What am I good at? I should let people know about this. And we've seen so many examples of that, and people shining through, and people being incredible in their lane and that thing. And young musicians have kind of got enough, like, not against them, but it's a hard enough road already, as we all know. That first step, that first thing. Don't put yourself down. Don't put yourself on wrong -1. Like, put yourself up there and be like, no, this is what I do. So yeah, I'm a big believer of that. But I'm the same. I'm not the chopsiest player. I'm not the most technical player. But anything I try and do, it's for the song and it's for the vibe. And if I can put something in and it fits and there's a pocket and there's a hole for it, great. If not, I'm holding down some eighths. Like, you guys know how that is. Like, I'm meat and potatoes. I'm playing eighths. If it needs eighths, I'm not big enough. I'm not too big to play eighths. And playing eighths well is not easy. Hey, man, sitting on a groove is not easy.
No, it's not. And I would say this: meat and potatoes feeds the people.
There you go.
I love that.
Yep.
Oh, I am stealing that so bad. Oh, that is mine.
Yeah, meat and potatoes feeds the people.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to set the stage of number one. I want this episode for our fans, for One Direction fans, and for yourself to relive a very joyful time, very nostalgic time period. So I definitely want to react to some concert footage and have you kind of give us the, behind the scenes, maybe things we didn't know, or like something that meant a lot to you.
For sure.
We have 3 people that called in with calls, and we have a few questions that I thought they were all good and thoughtful questions that
amazing
that you would find interesting. And then I wanted to give the context before that, though, of like, so last year I think the only song collectively we knew was That's What Makes You Beautiful. Or no, you don't know.
Right.
What is it?
Yeah, What Makes You Beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that was the only one we knew just from pure radio. And so we kind of accidentally ended up on, I think someone requested that we do it. And so we're like, okay, sure. So we listened to the first record. And even though it was obviously more, I guess, it's the earlier stages of One Direction. And we were like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then the second, we were like, hey, this is, I really liked it. It was so fun. And then like the third record, we were like, whoa, like this is nice.
Right. Yep.
And then the fourth record, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like when I heard Stockholm Syndrome, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Very
and so we listened to all the records, all as 5, and then we went through a bunch of individual concert footage, I guess, and we get to read the comments of all the lore. And we watched the San Siro concert,
which was highly
requested
by our people.
Yeah,
it was like, you got to watch this.
And then the This Is Us documentary. So I would say this year we know a lot more of the context of the band. Which is why I'm glad we're talking to you now and not back then.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you guys are fans, right? You're official fans now.
Like true fans. True fans.
Amazing.
I actually have several of the songs on my personal playlist, and like I'm a fan. So I just want.
And one of my favorite songs from One Direction has neither drums nor bass.
Really?
Oh yeah. Bit Little Things. Is it Little Things?
Yeah, it is the Little Things.
Oh, okay.
It was just like it was just like I don't know. It depends on, I guess it was just the mood I was in. I was just like, you know what? I'm digging this. And it was just like, and it had like a cool chord structure at the end. It was like,
oh yeah.
I can't remember the name. I want to write you a song.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, okay.
And so the chord structure at the end, I was just like, oh, it makes you do this, turn your head. And so I was like, okay, I like that.
Well,
I'm
just,
obviously there's more songs I like.
I'm only going to play the intro of this because this is my favorite song. and it's the little black dress. Because this guitar, man, is like, let's see here.
And who doesn't love a little black dress?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Here we go.
It works every time. Yeah.
That's rock and roll.
That's old school, man. I love it.
That's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Is Sandy the coolest guy in the world or what? Before we get back to the video, I wanted to say if you're enjoying reliving One Direction's career, we have done a reaction to the This Is Us movie over on Patreon, as well as the San Siro concert. We've done every single album. We also do a lot of the solo work. We just did Louis' album. We're going to do Harry's album. We've already done his previous 3. We did Zayn's. We're going to do Nile. A lot of One Direction over on Patreon. We'll see you there.
But exactly to your point, though, like how different is that from the first record?
Oh, it's
There's
so
like,
different.
And it's guitar, isn't it? It's guitar and it's rock and it's power and it's got straight away. It's in your face. It's there and amazing. And the first record was incredible as well, wasn't it? But it's just different and how it shifted
different.
from album to album and different feels. But I mean, that was always fun live. That was always such a vibe live. And I think I might be wrong in saying this, but I think we started doing that during the first stadium tour.
Okay.
And obviously that song on like stadium stages, it was just huge. And Josh having it and Dan on guitar having it and John on keys having it and just that feeling, and the boys obviously like giving it every night.
I was going to say that too. Like Josh, he's a bad dude.
Yeah,
like he is a great drummer.
He's got some moves for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and also like a part of that as well. Like, I've got to say, like he was so much younger as well than me. I mean, I felt like I was a kid when we started. I was 24 when we started.
Yeah.
Josh, I believe, was 20.
Oh wow.
When we started the whole thing, Josh was 20. So like he was that good at that age. Like I started playing bass when I was 15. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
at that point, like he 5 years on from when I had started playing, he was playing stadiums and all these things. It's like that's crazy. That's crazy to be that good at that age. And for me, it was a blessing. Like getting to play with a drummer like that every night. I mean, he's incredible, and he's a great example as well. I'm very fortunate to play with a few drummers now who have this thing of they can lay it down and you wouldn't necessarily know they've got that, and then they explode into something and you're like, oh man, there's that level there, and then you're back again, and then you're there, and then you're back again. It's like, I'm going to show you a little bit of it, and then back to the groove. There's a drummer in the UK called Tones. He's an amazing drummer. He's the same thing. He's got the same thing. He's an amazing groove player, and then he's the most incredible technical, clean player. And he can do these amazing fills, and then come out and again. It's like, man, he can do everything. Same as Josh. That like just, those drummers, blessing.
Yeah,
playing in a stadium at 20 years old. I didn't do it until I was in my mid 40s. My first stadium gig was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and I was 45 at the time. So I'm like, to be able to handle that at as young as you guys were, that's very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And you had to have confidence going in too, you know, just like I can do this, because that's a totally different scale, you know?
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for me, I'm a prep machine. I'm not your guy that rocks up and is like, let's see what happens. I've got to prep. If I'm there and I'm going to play something, I'm going to have played it 100 times, 1,000 times in my room. I'm going to have got it down, so I'm so clean with it, and I'm just in a place where I don't think about it. I don't want to think about the crowd. I want to get into the show. I don't want to think about the changes. I don't want to think about what numbers coming up next, where the chorus is, where the middle eight is. I want that to just be under the hand. So you can then flow a bit, can't you? And you like that inner confidence of, I know the stuff. Nothing's going to trip me up. It's all good. So I think that's, for me, that's a big thing.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory is a huge thing for me. Once I have all these sets in my head, I'm just like, all right, I'm good. I can just kind of hang out and just kind of explore the room and see the people and see if they're having fun or if they're not having fun.
And
most of them they are,
like you said, fun. Like, and then when you want me to go, like, because I was always a fan of supporting the song too. But then you know, when I would hold back, And then the lead singer or something would turn around and go, all right, take your solo. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
My time to shine.
I'm ready.
It's go time.
You know,
Turn up that spotlight.
if this is what you're asking, I'm ready. I had a question that was very similar to one of the calls, so I'm just going to play this question before we react
here we
to
go.
something. I just think this is funny though. It's her name is Judy, but we nickname her Judge Judy because she spells her name Joudie, and we weren't sure how to pronounce it. So
Okay.
she commented and she's like, "It's like Judge Judy." I'm like, "Well,
Yeah, there you go.
now you have a nickname."
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Exactly. And she's from Egypt.
She's from Egypt. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So here is Judy from Egypt. Here we go.
Hi, it's Judy from Egypt. It's really exciting to have Sandy on the show. I guess I can officially say I'm a person away from One Direction now. Anyway, my question for you is, when did you feel like you made it during your time in the band? We obviously know One Direction as a band has had many achievements throughout their career, but what felt like a personal achievement to you as a person?
Yeah, and that was similar to my question, which was like, when were you just like, all right, I made it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a good question. And it's nice because I should preface all of this by saying I have a terrible memory. So my actual memory of things is so hazy and just notorious, like personal life, professional life. Like I can remember songs, luckily, which is good, but my actual memory is so bad. So loads of the stuff that we did and things, when I see the footage of it, it's almost like seeing it for the first time because I don't necessarily have the memory of it. So, but there's obviously things along the way that have just been huge marker points. And I think for me, as a personal thing of like, damn, like it happened and blah, 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 was playing Wembley Stadium, which for us that's our pinnacle here.
Oh, we know.
It's our pinnacle here
It's
too.
our pinnacle here too.
So I'm a huge football fan as well, and obviously that's where England play their home games. So it's like that's our thing. It's got the sports thing, it's got the music thing, it's got the history. It's just this most incredible building. Whenever you're driving in West London, Northwest London, you see it. You see that archway, and it's just there. It's this thing, this ever-present thing that's just there. So for me, that moment in 2014 was like, okay, I can let myself have this moment of like, I've achieved it. But I think in the sense of like the time with the boys, when we first started, the audition process was full on, and we were only auditioning for a UK tour. So we weren't auditioning for obviously what it became, and we auditioned for this 2-month UK tour. 4.5 years later, we're still on the road. So this 2.5-month UK tour becomes 4.5 years.
Sheesh.
And I think the moment that I really felt personally, I was like, wow, the boys are just smashing it unlike anything I've ever known, was when they got to America and the first American TV show we did. Because me and the other boys, like me in the band, me and the other 3 lads, shout out by the way to the other lads. Like there's one of those things that we are so bonded. Josh on drums, John the MD keys player, Dan on guitar, like they're my brothers. And
what's up, guys?
Awesome.
Yeah, we shared so much together. And I think they deserve so much rub as well. Like it was such a good time, and it was just us 4 the entire time, which is kind of crazy as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Which is again testament to the boys and the boys' loyalty and how much they kept us around, which is something that I would also never take for granted because they had our backs and they kept us around.
That's
and
so cool.
True.
Same 4 lads, which is crazy. Anyway, sorry, the way I was going for this was we spent a bit of time in North Carolina, and this What Makes You Beautiful came on. Is that where you're from?
Yeah, that's where I
Is
grew
it?
up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
We were
What part?
up near Topsail Beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No,
Topsail.
or was it?
Was
That
it
is North Carolina, right? Yeah, so we were in North Carolina, and What Makes You Beautiful came on in the bar we were in, and we were obviously all going nuts. We were like, this is the band we play for. This is the boys.
That's awesome.
And everyone around us, it hadn't hit at that point. So obviously it was hit enough to be on the radio and hit enough to be in that bar, but it wasn't this household name thing yet. And then I think a few weeks or months after that, we did the Today Show for the first time in New York.
Wow.
And we were driving to the venue. It was 4 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever. It's always crazy early that we did that show, obviously, because it's a morning show.
Yeah.
And we were driving in, and maybe a mile out from where it was, there'd be fans queuing, and these fans waiting that far back just to get a glimpse of the boys. And it was like, and then obviously the closer we got, the more huddled up the fans got, and more fans, and kind of more congested and more in. And then we end up with that. Is it called Columbus Square, something like that? Where it is?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yep.
with all the flags and stuff. And we're there, and it's just like, what is happening right now? Like this thing, like we knew the boys were on this kind of crazy trajectory, but this is unlike anything we thought. And then we're there and we're doing it, and we're getting our hands warm in that cold New York air, and going out and playing. And those moments, like that, those things of that first time of everything was just incredible. I think another huge moment, sorry to go so deep on this question, but another huge moment was the very first stadium show, which I believe was Bogota, Colombia. And there's a song called You and I with Wendy, and it starts off very mellow, it's a low dynamic, and it gets massive. And I played the synth bass on that one, as well as electric bass. And the chorus was this massive drop. Zayn goes up to this huge high note after it, and at that moment was also a fireworks drop. So there's this huge, massive synth bass moment, a big sub drop, and the fireworks go up. And it was one of those like way too overwhelming moments where you're like, I don't know whether to laugh, to cry, to do a poo in my pants. Like, what do I do here? What happens here?
Yeah, that would happen to me.
It was crazy. But like, there's emotional moments that like, I think as musicians, we can't fully explain to people how those moments feel. Yeah. But you're like fully overwhelmed. You're fully, in a good way. Yeah. You're fully overwhelmed. You're like, wow. And I think that stadium moment for me, when hit that big F sharp, everything goes mental, fireworks go up, crowd go crazy. And it's just like, wow, this has happened. I'm playing a stadium, and I've just, it's happened.
I get that. This is actually one of my questions later, but I think this is the right time to ask it. Is like, so our show, our vibe is very warm, positive, nostalgic. Like we want to be, we want to be the better side of the internet.
Murder mystery sometimes, sure.
Yeah, and we have noticed this about a lot of the One Direction videos that we've watched. It's very similar. And I was going to ask you, how did y'all achieve the vibe? Because you always seem to have this vibe that was fun and good. Was that on purpose and just natural, or
something that I can tell you that I promise this, and hand on heart, it was it was just the best because of so many reasons. But a huge part of it was the unpredictability, and by that, like we all know what it's like. You play songs and you know how a song is going to go, and it's not necessarily the song, but the thing that might change for us every night might be the audience. And the audience is different every night. The songs remain the same, but the audience is different. But on this tour and with the boys, the difference was you never knew what was going to happen. You had no idea what was going to happen on stage.
Sure.
The boys were amazing because they just wanted to have fun. They just wanted to enjoy it, have a good time.
Sure.
The fans will know this. No two shows were the same.
Right.
And by that, I mean, I might have had a custard pie flying at my face one night. I might have had a water balloon thrown from the other side of the stage.
Great Zeppelin song, by the way.
Okay.
There is, there is so much footage of it.
All right.
Wow.
That is another question.
Great.
I think it was Nina asked during the water fights, did you guys ever have technical difficulties?
Well, I mean, it goes hand in hand with this. Like, there's actually nothing that I can necessarily think of that went wrong, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Like with the bass and with the synth that I used to use as well, it's kind of, you think that stuff would happen, but I mean, the amount of times that, like, bless him, Andy Ball, who was the guitar tech for myself, Niall, and Dan. He would have. There's loads of nights where he must have been cleaning cake out of my bass and like getting all the gunk and all the stuff out of fretboards and underneath pick guards and stuff like that. But that's what I loved about it. You didn't know what was going to happen, and you were always a second away from utter chaos because the boys did it the way they wanted to do it. That was their show,
right?
And they were like, "We're going to give a show," and I love that they did that. I love that they weren't just like, oh, but boy bands in the past did X, Y, and Z. They were like, no, we're doing it the way we're doing it. And I honestly think people could tell that. and people
Yeah.
could see that they were just doing their thing. They were just having the time of their lives,
That's awesome.
as we all were. And just, but I loved the unpredictability. The amount of times I got soaked, like I say, food flying all over the place.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. There was a load of like things where like there was big notes on things to end songs, and someone would come up and just like wrap their arms around my hands so I couldn't play the final note. And things like that, just like silly little things that
Nice.
an artist would never normally do. Do
Right.
you know what I mean? A thing
For
that
sure.
like, normally there's that thing of like, okay, yeah, we're going to keep it here. But I mean this all in a positive. It was so good and it was so much fun. And I think that's what kept it so great the whole time through. Because
That's awesome.
I think if it had just been, we did so many shows, 2013, I can't remember how many it was, but we did a frightening amount of shows. And if you didn't have that fun element behind it, maybe these things by the end of the show, by the end of the run, it might be a bit like, okay, I've played these songs a lot now, but it wasn't that. It was never that. It was always fun. And I don't know if I've ever been involved in something to that level before or since that had that constant element of like anything can happen.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was
Well,
amazing. I
and
can't
I'll-
ever say how great it was.
I was gonna say, music style and stuff like that, and taste and stuff like that can change over time. But I think joy is something that is timeless, and we all these years later we recognize that. I think that's what we recognize the most. Like when we watch your videos, it's like, goodness, they were having a good time.
Yeah.
and it's like you
Yeah.
can't. It's
Yeah.
really difficult to fake that.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
as being as busy as you guys were, and how many tour stops you had on the way. Because I'm definitely in a different age bracket now. So, but when I play
Me too.
3 shows in a row, I'm just like, I want to go home. So it's like,
Yeah.
And it's the thing is that the horrible thing is between the 3 acts that I play for a total of 40 minutes. So it's like, man, I need to get in shape or something. But yeah, to the amount of, and also being in the States, I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite place to stay? Atlanta. No, I'm just kidding. What was your favorite place? Like not only stadium, but like just the experience. If you had like time to, tour around a city or whatever.
It's like specific to the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was oh man, I love your country so much. The diversity
We do
and the
too.
fact that
We do too. Yeah.
praise.
There's
that.
there's a lot of stuff to do here.
Man, there is nowhere like it in the world. Where if you think of the different states, it's a continent. I see it as a continent, and each state is a country because it might as
okay.
well be, mightn't it? You could
Oh, you're
drop
right.
somewhere
You're right.
totally different
Yeah.
to LA, New York,
Yeah.
somewhere right at the top on the Dakotas or anywhere, Alabama. Like you're talking a completely different feel,
Sure.
completely different people.
Yep.
Everything,
Big time.
different foods, everything's different. So for me, touring America was always so special. California will always have a huge part of my heart because that's where my wife's from.
Sure.
That's where we met. We've got so many great memories of time there outside of touring as well. But
Yeah.
New York is a huge, we used to spend a lot of time in New York, the TV shows, a lot of the early stuff as well in New York. And
Yeah.
growing up, always wanting to go to America, we see, as English people, we have such a connection with American culture, even if we've never been there before,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
it's such a huge part of everything here. TV shows, movies, everything is like, it's so, music, it's such a link to America.
Yeah.
So I think probably the coasts were super special, but
Sure.
I've got memories of all over the place, like going to New Orleans for the first time and experiencing that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Florida.
Yeah.
Myself and John, we hired, we got a Mustang and a Chevy, and we drove down the Keys over like
Nice.
the bridge to Key Biscayne and stuff like that. And it was just those moments of
Yeah.
being so far away from home
Yeah.
and getting to enjoy Florida and all the stuff that's there as well. So, man, I've got so many good memories.
I was going to say, you've probably been to more places in the States than I have. So I've been to a lot of places, but like the Pacific Northwest, I've never been there. But
cool.
that's like the main portion where I haven't been. But
Can you educate me? Where would that be?
Seattle, Oregon,
Yeah.
places up there, northern California, I consider Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
So, but
Got ya.
but I haven't been there. I've only been to SoCal, and as far as like that goes, and I've been to Vegas a few times, and the food Give me the food.
I really like
all the time.
what you said about it's like a continent and there's each state is a different country.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the problems with the internet these days is that you see something like in the news or even as like in any kind of culture piece that, and it's like, oh, this is what America is. It's like, no,
Right.
like this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, but
Which is very minuscule.
maybe like even an hour and a half away from that, they're not doing that. You know,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like the accents are different, the behaviors are different. Goodness, if you go to a different state,
Yeah.
like everything's different.
Yep.
But anyway,
For sure.
Yeah, even the laws, which I think was something
Yeah.
that was pretty crazy to learn. I never had an appreciation of that, but even you guys have got you cross over a state line and suddenly there's a different law there.
yeah, we
That's-
used to do
that's
that
true.
with
That's great. It's
we used to do
something
that
to be
with-
aware of, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
we used to do that with fireworks. Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
like when I grew up in Georgia, and for the
Yeah.
longest time, fireworks were illegal in Georgia. But I lived
North Carolina too.
but I lived 40 minutes from the Florida line. So me and my friends, we would just drive 40 minutes, get fireworks for 4th of July, and then come right
We
back.
did the same thing in South Carolina.
And we felt like we were like cocaine dealers or something. But
The contraband coming back over.
Oh, the song. Okay, got it. Thought you were going to give us history.
in 1909,
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go.
No, they don't teach you. This is school.
It's him.
And I don't know what to do. Thought we were going strong. But I thought we were holding on. You and me got a whole lot of history. Set the scene. You and me got a history.
yes
So
sir.
don't let it go. We can make some more. We can live forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
brother, man.
that thing. Oh
Woo.
man, thank you.
That is.
Yeah. We heard some
Yeah.
moves in there. I was like, oh, okay.
I have this thing. I don't know what the right term is. I have this thing because we said chops earlier. I have this thing. Maybe I would call style. I mean, really, like I like one of the reasons I really like playing with him, and I hope you feel the same way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is like a style. I like the style in which he plays. Like it's like a taste thing, and I feel like when I just heard you, I'm like, oh, I would love to play. I'd love to play with you because it's maybe taste is the right word.
Oh, for
You just
sure.
have this taste thing that's like different than chops.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Honestly, it means so much hearing it from musicians because we don't hear it enough. We don't say it enough to each other, do
Sure.
we? And we
No.
should.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
those moments when you come off
Absolutely.
stage and you're like, "Oh, that was a great gig." But we should say more often when we have those moments. Everyone wants to be too cool, don't they? Of like, "Oh, I'm not going to say it because
Yeah.
in some way that might." And I mean, I think I maybe speak more from the kind of British way more than maybe like you guys are really great at praising each other and being more kind of like, "Yeah, let's get it." But I think we can all learn from that. I think all us as musicians, we should praise each other more, shouldn't we? Because
No, we should.
It's
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Because we love hearing it. We love hearing it. So why not
Yeah.
say it?
I think
it's
the
one of those things
reason-
that we've got to give.
If I could, I think the reason that happens is we doubt ourselves. It's like I'm not secure enough in my playing. I mean, I am now as I've gotten older, but I'm just saying as we evolved or whatever through life, I'm just like, well, I didn't believe enough in my own playing to validate someone else because I felt like if I gave
Yeah.
them what they wanted and then they didn't reciprocate,
Yeah.
I would die.
Right.
It's like if I tell you how
Right.
good
Sure.
you are
Yeah.
and you don't tell me, that means you don't like me and I'm not
Yeah.
good. I'm not
Oh,
good
mate, it's
enough.
so true.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we recorded that movie back in 2013, and here you were reacting to it 12 years later, and you were
Yeah.
saying things I've never heard about some of the stuff I was playing. So
Wow.
it meant a huge amount, and I'm so grateful that you kind of made those comments because blood, sweat, and tears for me went into crafting some of those lines and those grooves, and
Yeah.
fitting around the parts and finding my way and making sure the bass hopefully stuck out in the right ways and hopefully played a supporting role in the right ways. So to
What
hear
was-
that from you guys was amazing.
Of course. What was that
thanks.
part towards the beginning? The only word I have for it is like a spider crawl. Like, do. Like, it's kind of hard. You kind of like went down each string.
Oh, That one.
Yeah.
The kind of, the kind of classic sort of Motown-y thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Again, and I think, again, another thing for young musicians, and not to go too deep into it, I know this isn't a kind of music theory podcast, but like, again, to not get too bogged down by being super clever harmonically, that is literally just 5, flat 7, octave, 5, root.
Okay.
So we're not reinventing the wheel with that. That's not some crazy out harmony. Like the amount of riffs and runs that I've built off pentatonics all day.
Oh yeah.
All day. It's
All day.
always going to work. It's always going to feel good. Don't always jump to the craziest thing when sometimes the simplest thing can fill that hole and it can be that need. So if it feels good, it feels good. The notes are almost secondary to the feel in that sense of if they're the right notes and it's within key and it's going to feel good.
Carter was like that. Dave Matthews drummer.
Oh, yeah.
And like, he has runs for days and just, he shreds all the time. But like, I remember them doing an intro on Listener Supported, which was back in 1999. It's an album. And they were doing this intro. It was like, just doing all this cymbal work and just very, very, very tasty. But then the biggest applause was nothing when he did a roll on the bride cymbal for a complete measure. And it was just like this build up. It's like, and the crowd went nuts. And I was just like,
Love it.
okay, they understood that. But they understood that moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, he didn't have to do just this big fill or whatever. He just rolled in with the cymbal and it was like, that was it. And he got the biggest applause.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
Yeah, it was
it's
amazing.
such a good point. And if you think of like with all of our instruments, you want to make like a whole stadium of people go nuts.
Sure.
Just something like
Yes. Yes.
you play that, they're going to start singing that. They're going
Absolutely.
to start chanting it. And it's sometimes the simpler things.
Yeah.
As
It
long as
is.
it resonates with people, that's
is.
where it's at.
didn't they get into the Hall
Should
of
I-
Fame?
I think so.
Yeah, recently. White Stripes.
They deserve it. Should I
Yeah.
quickly just play through another couple of little bits, then we'll get back to the interview, just while I'm set up
Of
here?
course. Yeah.
Sure.
Is that cool? Yeah,
man.
nice.
Yeah.
Let me
So
just
what is this
check
one?
Yeah, what you grabbing here?
Okay, this one is my day to day. This is my absolute
that a 5-string?
go-to 5-string overwater bass. So the red and black one behind me might look a little familiar to you guys. That was the one that I used almost predominantly for the whole of the This Is Us movie. Was on that one.
Yeah.
And this is essentially that same bass cloned because obviously that one's got a pretty wild paint job on it.
Yeah.
So I took it to, I've been playing Overwater now for a long time, since 2008 or 9, I believe. So a long old time. And they're just these absolute powerful, we were talking about cutting through the mix earlier on. I honestly believe the reason why you can hear me on those is a huge part of that is this bass, just the way it cuts, the way it punches, the way it comes through the mix. So anyway, I took that bass to them. I was like, please just make it again, clone it.
Nice.
And they made it even better. This one is just, it's just so punchy. The track I wanted to play for you is called Heart Attack.
Oh yeah.
Which is one that, it wasn't a single. It wasn't like one of the more well-known ones. But it just, for me, it was one of those ones where I could flex and I could play and I could put stuff into it. And me and Josh had a lot of fun on this one.
Nice.
And a lot of it of syncing bass and drums. There's a lot of moments where we'd do hits at the same time. And after playing it hundreds of times on the road together, I knew where he was going. I could hear where he was going. So it was like, all right, I'm going to go there too. So if you're up for it, I'll play a bit of Heart Attack.
Please.
We're up for it, for sure.
Okay, you're up for it. Let me just set this in tune as well.
Yeah.
That sounds unreal.
She's in tune.
Yeah.
Right, give this a go. The beautiful thing about this is a lot of these songs I haven't played like since then. So some of these songs I haven't touched again in 12 years, in 13 years, in 14 years. So it's amazing
long,
for me to get to flex these. Some of them I have.
Yeah.
So me and Josh actually did a cover of this during lockdown. We kind of did a video in 2020 of both of us playing this song, but some of the other ones I haven't played in all this time. So this is a special one for me.
I was
that's
also
cool.
I'm going to say this is probably a good time for one of our other calls. I think it will support this. So
And that's what makes this beautiful.
there it is. It's the first one.
Sorry. We actually have a call from Tegan, which is like one of our favorite people ever. She's
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
great.
been around.
She's one of the OGs.
She's one of the OGs.
What's up, Tegan?
She's gonna die that you said, "What's up, Tegan?" So thank you.
Right? For sure.
But she's from Australia, and here's her message.
Hey guys, it's Tegan. Hope you are doing well. Firstly, Cooley, I hope you're feeling better after being sick, because
Yes.
I was also sick and it was awful.
Yep. Much better. Thank you.
Secondly, Sandy, I was lucky enough to see you perform with One Direction 5 times.
Wow.
Unfortunately, not on the Up All Night tour. That's one of the greatest losses of my life. But amazing every time.
Great.
I tried to think of a question that you maybe hadn't been asked before. It was like really random, out of the box. But if it's not a great question, I apologise. We know all the boys had pictures on their inner ears. So Liam had Batman, Harry had H, etc. What did you have on yours? And if you didn't get a picture on yours, what would you have picked if you could? The show's the best, and you crush it every week. Love you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Love you.
Oh, I mean,
Dang, Tegan. Love you.
come on. You guys have got like such lovely fans, don't you? I mean,
We
what
do,
amazing
absolutely.
people
Some of the
that believe
best
in you as
ever.
well.
Yep.
Incredible. And you feel that, don't you? It's amazing to have that, and you can feel from like the way they're expressing themselves
course.
how much you mean to them as well. So
Yeah.
guys, you're doing a great thing. Like,
Thank
No.
you.
keep smashing it, keep killing
Thanks,
it. It's
Andy.
amazing.
Appreciate it, man.
Tegan, it may surprise you to know no one has ever asked me that before. This is the first time
Whoa.
I'm answering this question.
That's how they do it, Dan Enda.
Yeah. Mine are, I guess, a little bit boring. On one of them, I've got a tattoo. On some of my tattoos, 23 is like a really big number for me. So in one of them, I've got Roman numerals of like XX, I, so 23 on each side on the red ones. And on the blue ones, I just had S on one ear and B on the other. It was blue with red writing. So boring. But the only cool thing about it is, for me, it was SB. But if you're looking at me, it's BS, which I kind of quite liked. I quite liked how that works. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Also, that was a good question. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
That's a really good.
Valid. And again, it shows the depth that they would get into. They knew what was on the boys' ears. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
what was
yeah.
in there on the in ears? Like
Yep.
they knew everything, man. Like crazy. But yeah. Back then it was red bass, red ears. Like, do you know what I mean? Actual match.
That's awesome. All right, let's hear it.
Nice job, Tegan.
All right. Yeah, nice job, Tegan. It was a pleasure. All right, let's do a bit of Heart Attack. So again, this is probably a little bit more than I would have done live. I'm sort of playing out a little bit more, but it was just a real nice chance for me and Josh to flex a bit and have a bit of fun. And
Sure.
it's one of those songs in the set where, you guys know this, when you're just looking forward to that. So there's a certain song you're like, I'm going to rinse it tonight. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm going in. This was one of those ones for me. So yeah, this is Heart Attack.
Amazing.
Nice.
Baby, now that you're gone, I can't stand dumb love songs. Missing you is all I'm thinking about. Yeah, and everyone's telling me I'm just too blind to see how you messed me up. I'm better off now. Yeah, I'm trying to be okay. I'm trying to be alright. We're seeing you with me. Just don't feel right.
That 5-string.
Getting over you. You're giving me a heart attack. Looking like you do. 'Cause you're all I ever wanted. Thought you would be the one. Giving me a heart attack. Getting over you.
Okay, Josh.
You're all I ever wanted. Yeah, every time you look like that. You're giving me a heart attack.
Yeah. Gosh, our TV's on fire, by the
Yeah.
way. Good Lord.
That was nasty.
Yeah,
Also,
that's so good.
Thank
Tell me
you.
if you agree.
Thank you so much.
when you're shredding and you don't have a shred face, I don't trust you.
Yeah,
Like you better be
it's true.
like stank serious.
Stank face
Yeah.
You know?
is what I'm looking for. Yeah.
If you don't have that, I don't trust you.
Yeah. That's what I had the entire time, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are too kind. You know what? But even then, even just hearing you guys hyping in the ears as I was playing, like that's that feeling, isn't it? That thing of like,
Sure.
yeah, people are into this. I'm into
Yep.
this. But again, loads of moments there, playing with the vocal, the kind of all that sort of stuff, like playing with that vocal and space where it needs to be, playing with Josh where it needs to be. Like Josh is going in on some of those fills, so it's like then like space separating in out. But yeah, man, that one was always for me.
And also touch. Like I noticed there were certain parts where you were very light and then heavy, like velocity wise, whatever. That's another thing that people don't think about. It's like I'm not just hitting the strings. Yeah, it's like there's a molding process with you and Josh of like, Josh is going hard, so I'm going hard. Yeah, Josh is quieting down. I gotta lay down a little bit.
Yeah. It's that conversation between the two of you.
Yeah,
totally.
Really
and
good.
also, and what are the vocals doing? What are the vocals saying at that point? There's no for that pre trying to be okay, trying to be all right. There's no point of me going.
Yeah,
it's not that. It's
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's that softness, isn't it, of like complementing the vocal, and then we're going in, and all the reins are off for the chorus. But if we're giving that light and shade, if we're backing off a little bit, then we're going in.
Ashley has asked, what was the most challenging 1D song to play live? And you said this was a major flex, but was it your most challenging?
I think, what was the most challenging? There were some where there was some real under the hand riffs and there's one called Act My Age, which was a very kind of like almost Irish-esque jig that had this huge unison line in it. And it was one where like we all played it together, like dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah,
and it's like
an Irish pub,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
And it was like, if you're not on that, it's like with like these like the Stevie Wonder horn lines and stuff like that. Like if you're not there and you're not on it, you are so far off it. And if you're not there as a unison thing and all together, so yeah, that one was always one where it came around. It was like that was a real kind of like. I had to really think about it. And I think also the ones where I had to blend in synth bass with electric bass and for them both to have their part and for them to both shine, those ones were tricky. And again, like, they wouldn't necessarily sound like the hardest ones in the set, but some of those ones were like the little corners of matching the two tones and having the two sounds complement each other. That was a huge thing. I'd actually quite like to play you one if that's cool.
Yes, please.
We'll do one.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do that again.
Oh, here we go. Nice. Oh, that gets me hyped.
Jeez.
Let me start.
Have you ever heard of a band called Family Force 5?
I don't believe I have.
Okay, can I just show you just like 10 seconds of this song?
They're a local out of here. They're from Georgia, right?
They are from Georgia.
Okay,
Marietta.
Yeah.
So there's there's this song.
They're hilarious,
there's this band. They're not really together at all anymore.
Right.
Okay.
But they were really talented, but really silly. And they have this song called Love Addict. And that's what, when you just went to that synth bass, I was like, I have to play
They go in hard.
Yeah. So this is their song.
Hold up, wait a minute, put a little love in it.
Come on.
Doctor, I've got an emergency.
But then they would do
Come on.
hang on a second.
They were nasty, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's the same exact.
yeah.
Anyway, I mean, they were a fun band, but as soon as you hit that note, I was like, that's Love Addict.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
Oh man. Oh mate, send me the link. I want to hear more of that. That got me going.
Yeah.
So this is a song that I think you guys have heard as well. This is Little White Lies.
Yes.
And it was marrying the two of having the synth bass and then also the electric bass and laying it down, meat and potatoes like we talked about before, feeding people with just the eighths for the verse. Dan had there was a really nice pattern that Dan was playing. Look, I don't need to step on. I don't need to go out. I'm just there. I'm on the route. I'm on the one. I'm not doing any inversions. I'm just straight down the middle.
Sure.
Eighths, because that's what it needed. It needs to drive.
Sure.
And then the chorus is just this meaty, huge. I used to use this exact one. We call it Moog. I think you call it Moog, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been back and forth. I don't know what to call it.
We're kind of unsure.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone ever. I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew what his surname was.
I think it's between those two, Moog and Moog.
Yeah.
Moog.
But this is called A Little Fatty. And I use this extensively for 1D from the third year onwards. It's still got, I don't know if you can see on the camera, you might be able to see, but it's still got stickers on it the names of the 1D songs in different colors and
Oh, wow.
the settings I would have to put it on to go on. And it's an analog synth, so you have to tune it. So it was just a meaty powerhouse, huge sound. You just press one note and it's just like there, presence, huge.
Yep.
And that in a stadium when the subs are going, the floor's lifting, everything's shaking. There is nothing like it. So for me, there's loads of keyboards out there now. There's loads that could probably outperform this in every area, but you get an attachment, don't you? And for me, I have a huge attachment to this instrument, and this is an extension of me essentially, as kind of out there as that sounds.
This
but
is
like,
cool for me too, because I've never played in a band where the bass player did both.
right.
So I'm actually kind of interested to see how this.
Right. So by the
juggles.
end of the last 2 tours of 1D, I was probably on this thing about 50%. So about 50% on and off. So yeah, a lot of stuff on here. Just that synthy, big, huge tone. And as the sound of the boys adapted, I had to adapt what I was bringing to the table now. I mean, there's so many things you can do now with pedals, with electric bass that would do this similar sort of vehicle. But for me, I play this different to the way I play this. So for me, this thing right here makes me play different.
Sure.
And there's with this song, I'll just quickly play the chorus part. So the chorus is basically the notes are. So that's where it is. It sits there.
Sure.
Let me just tune this 1 second. Speaking of tuning.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
The idea of tuning.
Wild, right?
Getting a massage in my ears right now.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. Yeah.
Is that my phone vibrating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom.
So for me, it was like, how do I make this? How do I bring this into the live arena? And as we all know, I do a lot more recording now than I did before, and I've become.
Okay.
I do a lot of recording as well as the live thing, and there's a huge difference. I feel like between when we play live and when we record, and some people are amazing live and the record isn't necessarily their thing. Some people are amazing on the record and live isn't their thing.
Yep.
Some
Totally different.
chameleons can do it both, and it's a, like you say, it's a different beast. So how do I make this live? How do I bring this into the live realm to add something, not just for the sake of it, not just to put my stamp on something, but what can I do that's going to add to it? So for me, just big old massive synth slide.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. And I almost think of it like almost like a chainsaw, like, revving up. By the time you're down, you're back up again. So yeah, if that's cool, I'll put it into practice. I'll show you a little white light if that's okay.
That's all I'm thinking about. All I keep thinking about. Everything else just fades away.
So high. DJ Sandy. Brother.
Yes, that was sick. Heck yeah, dude.
I don't know if you heard me, but I yelled DJ Sandy because
I got it.
The way it was, the hype changed.
Yeah.
Because that I could see why you would want to do that there, because it changed the whole vibe. And I loved how detailed were, like, sometimes you were sliding fast, sometimes you slowed down. Dude, that was sick.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Especially
thank
like,
you so
I mean,
much.
halftime is just going to change the game anyway.
Yes.
But when you bring something in like
I know
that.
you like your halftime, man. I've heard your stuff. I know you
for
love your
show.
halftime.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So, but when you bring that in, it just adds adds another element and just a different sound altogether. So and I was like, man, that was
Yeah,
was
we used
hype,
to
bro.
like back in the day when we used to play at church. There would be a lot of sayings where it's like, and you may have even heard it, but it's like the God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. we would always say, God is good all the time, but in halftime, God is better.
Love that.
It's true.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So, like we're talking about with that, and I think the things that get you hyped in those little bits, simple things. When I do this, I'm not doing anything crazy, am I? I'm going up and down.
Right.
I'm flicking the whip. I'm flicking the whip at the right time. But that's nothing crazy, is it? But the feeling that you get, the feeling you
right.
get in the audience, maybe you don't know why that certain moment feels good, but a musician has put something in, has played something, there's something there that's made the audience go, like that big release. And maybe it's multiple things, also the lights, the singers, everything else that's happening at that point is a culmination, but we're all that we're the building blocks, aren't we? And together we make this huge thing. And
Of course.
it's just nice that when we pick apart our elements like this, just to see how simple something can be, but how much impact it can have on the overall thing. And yeah, for me, like this key-based thing, like there's just so much you can do with it. And I think it brings out a whole new level. And you see, I mean, you guys in the States, there's some frightening players, like these key-based players that are just out of this world, just next level.
Yeah.
Things that I could never, ever do. But it's using the vehicle, and it's when you hear it and you hear that power, it's just like, man, incredible. But yeah, that was that. And then another little bit that I think I heard you guys catch is a bit where Josh goes to double kick.
Yeah.
And it has, I mean,
yeah.
he's such a monster. I'm pretty sure he's not singling this. Pretty sure it is a double. But
I gotcha.
So obviously playing that with the bass as well at the same time. It's really hard to get that like together at the same time. But it would be one of those things where over and over and over again we'd do it, and then it would get to a point where like I know Josh is going to do that run, so I'm going to do 16s here as well. So yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
That is so fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me flex like this, by the way. It's so nice to
Oh yeah, man.
be able to play and
Well, after you saying
we put you on tour again.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after you saying you haven't played this stuff since when you last played it on tour.
Yeah.
We can see, especially that last song, we can see the joy
Totally.
in your face, and you're just like, oh, okay, he's definitely channeling back, which is what we love, because this show's a lot about nostalgia too. So.
Yes.
Yeah, and you relive it, don't you? Like there's music brings back those times, because there's songs that we just hear. Songs mean a lot to us from different times in our lives, don't we? The songs that we hear, but especially when, as you guys know, when you've got that extra connection of, I was on stage playing that song. Like I've got that even deeper connection of that song means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But also it means a lot to me because of a million memories of crowds, people's moments that happened.
Yep.
Singers, musicians looking at each other, like looking at the boys and like having those moments of like sharing those moments of like, this is insane.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it definitely you got that double kind of edged sword with it. So this last one I'm going to play, again, meaty, big old meaty. I'm going to have to tune that again. A song called Better Than Words. And I really, again, I played this one just on synth, I believe, as far as I can remember. But it's got a real bounce to it. It's got a real feel. There's a lot there. Let me just quickly play you everything in. So here we go. So this is Space. John's doing that lovely pattern of there. Doubling.
Nice.
So there's that lovely synth that John's playing at the same time. So I think for this one, it was like, okay, I'm going to fit in with that. Kind of bouncing with that, fitting in with that. Like, where's he? Where should I be amongst this? And that's what kind of made this one work. And there's a lovely, this is Louis' verse with the drop verse. And it's kind of there's a lot of space there. Huge amount of space. And then a few little pockets where I was like, all right, that's my pocket. There's a guitar line. I think it's like, so the guitar does that, and it's like, all right, I can fit something around that. I can sync in with where you are. So yeah, if it's cool with you, I'll play you the last one, bit of Better Than Words.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the tip, tip, tip. Yeah. Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
So you can see why I had fun with that.
that one feel where I guess are you coming back in on the 2? Like the one you were doing your left hand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's sick.
Yeah. I also like the lead in the yeah, that was sick. I was like, yes.
But it's that bounce. It's that Stevie Wonder thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that Stevie
Oh,
thing
nice.
of like bouncing on that, bouncing on the on the incidentals. Crazy. I'm sure, as you can tell, I love playing synth bass.
Of course.
It's just it feels so good. Like electric
Yeah.
bass would always be my love. That's always gonna be my number one. But
Sure.
playing synth bass and just the power you can get behind it, and
Yeah.
look, again, loads of modern tunes. Think of like 24K Magic by Bruno. That
course.
synth line, that synth bass on that is just so nasty, and
Yeah.
loads of tracks like that. Huge, massive synth bass line. So any young bass players, you're considering it, get yourself on this. Get yourself on a synth bass. Anyone, in fact, keys players, guitarists, drummers, everyone, like get that grounding in synth bass, because apart from anything else, it's a whole lot of fun. So do your thing.
You could tell you were having a whole lot of fun, because I was like, man, why am I playing drums? I could totally play that. That'd be awesome.
right? Especially
If I could.
especially like the drag down. You're like,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it, like the other thing too that you can't do as much on a normal bass is I guess the dynamics that provides. Like when you're sliding down, it's so low that
Yeah.
it makes the whole sound like literally move.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
you know, it's like a
Yeah.
sub drop or something.
Yeah, and that's a really good
Yeah,
point,
for
because
sure.
I guess that by the nature of the instrument, you're getting consistency. Every note is at a velocity. Whereas with an electric bass slide, by the time you come to the end of it, you have lost a bit of that front end. You get the big attack, but by the time you're down here, down the low end, you've lost a little bit of that attack,
right.
because the sound is naturally going to decay. This thing is not
No.
going to decay. You're going to get that as if the whole
always
thing is
there.
compressed. It's going to be huge, massive, powerful thing. So to your point, exactly, and also it can sustain forever. This is never going to run out.
sure. Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
I'm going to play a note on that. It's going after a while.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, it's finding ways of putting it in, and where is it appropriate? Where is it not appropriate? What can I get out of this? And I've used this on so many different things. Where I played a long time for a singer-songwriter called JP Cooper, and he's very rootsy, very organic, and I played this a lot with him, and it was a very different vehicle. 808C sort of sounds, real mellow, low, deep things that gave that emotional connection to the audience, but in a completely different way that a song like this would. So same instrument, completely different feel. So it's finding where it fits, and it's using your own taste. And I think constantly asking yourself, like, does this actually work? Does this sound good? Am I just doing this because I want to do it? And I think if the answer is yes, then the answer is no.
Right.
Like, it's
Yeah.
like we've got to do it
Makes
for the
sense.
song. We've got to do it for the artist. If the artist really wants it and likes it, it's in. If it feels
Yeah.
good for the song, we've got to honor the song.
Well, do you want to take the last call here?
Always. Let's do it.
We have a fellow, I guess it'd be English woman. Could you say English man? Right.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was thinking the same.
My
We're all the
gosh, what a
same.
great song, by the way.
We are all, yeah, phenomenal.
Okay, Maddie, take it away.
Hello to Work Ethic, it's Maddie from Hampshire in England. I'm so excited
Yes,
to have
Maddie.
Sandy on because this feels like such a full circle moment for me. So Sandy, JT and Corley already know this, but my first concert ever was a One Direction concert. It was on the 6th of June 2014. and it was One Direction's Wembley Stadium debut, and I was 7 years old,
Jeez.
which
No way.
seems really
Which is what you were talking about earlier.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
wild to say out loud because I'm going to be 20 this year. I don't remember every detail of that show because I was so young, but I do remember the energy of the fans being crazy. So my question is, after playing the same songs in so many different countries, was there a place or a crowd where the energy really stood out to you? And also, what One Direction song do you still like playing to now? Sending all my love, and I can't wait to listen. Bye.
Bye, Maddie.
Thank you,
Oh,
Maddie.
amazing.
Aren't our fans just the sweetest?
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's such a good question as well. So I think a huge part of being a musician is a tour might have been 100 dates long. A tour might have been 50 dates long. A tour might have been 20 dates long. And maybe we're on show number 78. Maybe we're on show number 90. But for the fans that have bought the ticket, it's show number 1. It is show number 1. It might be for us.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 78. I'm not feeling quite so good tonight. And we have days, don't we? We're not feeling brilliant stepping on stage. But we owe to the fans. It is show number 1 for them. And this might be like Maddie's first concert, Wembley Stadium. We give it like it's show 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every night. We play every show like it's show 1 because for someone it is show 1. For a lot of people it's show 1. So I think it's an important thing for us as musicians, again, getting out of our own way and thinking about the fans and thinking about the people that are there listening to the music. Let's give them show 1 every night. Even we need to dig deep for that. Let's find that gear. But the greatest thing for me about the 1D fans was they were always so energetic, gave you 100% from the very instant the boys stepped out. It was 100% until the final note. There was no lull. There was no gap. There was no moment of, oh, the energy's a bit low. The energy was go from the start to the finish. And for us, that helped us so much as well, of having that thing, that fan giving back, the reciprocation of like, all right, you're going to give that to me? I'm going to give that to you. So the energy levels of those 1D fans was just absolutely incredible. And the boys as well. The boys just up there giving it, having it every night. They were a huge part of that. And them, just like their personalities and everything shining through and their talent shining through. It was crazy to be behind that and to witness that and to be part of it and to be around them as they're doing this, as they're living out their dream. We're living out our dream. Everyone's just like, oh my God, we're here, we're doing it. And I think as well, like I've said this to them, but I know it's different when someone says it to you and it's hard to take it on, but like, I will always be eternally grateful to the boys for giving me that and changing my life. And for me to have the life I have now, my wife, my family, my kids, everything that I have, obviously, as with all of our lives, is a result of what we've done and taking these decisions and these paths and stuff. But for the boys to have kept us around for that long, I'm just eternally grateful to them. And they're such good dudes. They're amazing people. And it's just... It really is what you see. That they are just incredible people.
They really seem that way. I was wondering.
Yeah, and you can't fake that, can you? Just can't fake it. There's certain people. It's just like that is who they are. They are just lovely people, and things they've done for me, and all these. It's just incredible. But to go back to the question, South America was always just crazy, crazy. Places like Italy, America, like everywhere, England as well, like everywhere was crazy. Everywhere it was just that passion. But South America really hit in a slightly different way. It just that extra level of like, just even though we thought there wasn't any more, there was that extra level, that extra injection, and those shows were amazing. But honestly, everywhere we went was incredible. I think another thing that really struck me was the flip side of that was in Japan, where people will listen. There was a moment where the boys, like, they hadn't, I think it was Story of My Life, they'd never played it, no one had heard it before, and they put their mics down in an arena and sung Story of My Life like a cappella to this Japanese crowd, and they listened and they heard it, and they all just stopped. And afterwards someone explained it to us, and they said Japanese crowds like to be respectful to the person next to them and like to let the person next to them appreciate the show. And that's something that stuck with me as well. And again, when you see with the football thing, when you see the football fans, the Japanese fans stay after the game to clear up the other fans' rubbish. They haven't made any rubbish themselves. They stay and they clear up the other fans' rubbish. And we can learn a lot from that. Their culture is just incredible in so many ways.
Absolutely.
And that hit as well, that hit from seeing a Japanese crowd that weren't necessarily this flat out. As soon as the song finished, they were going crazy again. There was that real appreciation. But while the song was happening, while the music was happening, there was that little bit of like, I'm going to let everyone enjoy it. So a beauty in that as well, I think.
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
I was going to say, I mean, we really only have one more question and it's kind of related.
Great.
It's from Bex, who is also
One of the OGs.
one of the OGs.
For sure.
What's up, Bex?
She lives in Nashville. So she says, if you could go back and relive one moment, like a song or a venue, I kind of pictured it this way. Like if you had a token and there was this machine and you can go back
Zoltar?
and like, you can like relive, like you only have one, but you put that token in and you get to go relive that moment. What would it be?
Oof.
Oh, man, that is such a good question.
If you want to get back to us, it's fine.
No, jeez. I'll just caveat this by saying, am I allowed to have the knowledge of the songs in my head? Do I know the songs? Because imagine now going back in your body 13 years and you have to play a set that you haven't played for 13 years.
No, I think, let's do it like this.
Okay.
You get to enjoy it from your new brain, but
Okay.
you have all the abilities of your old brain.
Right.
So I can play the songs.
You can play the
I've got the
songs.
songs.
Yeah. You're
Okay,
very
good.
knowledgeable. Yes.
Yeah.
Because like you say, this is like nightmare-inducing stuff of like
it is.
2 minutes. You're getting called to stage and you're like, I don't even know what the first key is of the first song. I don't know the changes. All right, yeah, cool. Geez, there are so many. I think I'll probably have to just go Wembley. I know it's the same answer again. Maybe Madison Square Garden. That was really special. That
I
show.
would die.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
I would die.
That show was in this amazing in between. I believe we were in between the Up All Night and Take Me Home tour. I'm sure fans shout at me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I think we were in between those two tours. It was Christmas time as far as I remember. So in between those two happening, and it was just this magical show. I think there was a couple of the new numbers in there, some of the older ones as well, and it was just an amazing moment of this iconic venue that I'd heard so much about. I know how much it means to Americans as well. It means a huge amount to us. So and our families flew out. Our families flew out to watch the show. Everyone's like, people's parents were there, people's families. It was a beautiful show. It was amazing. So I think that might be one.
Yeah.
And I think just having that moment and just all of us on the stage together again would just be incredible. And it'd be one of those things, I'd probably be like in tears and everyone would be like, why are you crying? We've played this show a million times. And I'd probably just be there just in absolute tear, fully overwhelmed by the whole situation. But yeah, maybe, I'll probably go back to Wembley, I think. Just have to have that stadium moment again, to just be living that again. And just, we had crazy times with that. Like I drove a really nice car at the time, and I remember with Wembley you can drive really close to the stage. So I drove up under the where everything was into the car park, and I parked and I could see just through. I got out of my car, walked around the corner, and I was like, "What is my life?"
Yeah.
I've just driven this car that I love, because I'm big into my cars as well.
Yeah.
Driven this car that I love into this venue I love, playing this thing I love. It's just how. You just sometimes can't believe your luck, can you? Like, how do we do this for a job? And I call it a job because, like, of course it's a job, and of course it's something that provides income for us and our families. But we are so fortunate that we love what we do, because we all know people that don't have that love, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We all need to provide. But I think regardless of who we are and what we do, we need to fulfill ourselves with these other things. Maybe it's a sports thing, maybe it's music, maybe it's whatever, but we've got to enrich our lives, because otherwise we don't want to live this life of just getting by. I think it's lovely to be able to enrich our lives, and the fact that we're so fortunate to do it for a job as well. Yeah, we need to feel that sometimes. We need to take a step back, zoom out, and be like, damn, we are so lucky to do this for a job.
Can I take this opportunity to ask you for some advice? Because this just hit me. I'm sure you're going to appreciate this too, just from our conversations. But like, from someone who's been doing what you love for longer in terms of as a job, which in some sense you have too, but like lately, I would say like the past year for us has been incredible. Like I was laid off from my corporate job in February, and I had a great job, but that was the first month that we made the exact amount of money from the show that I needed. And so I've been full-time now for almost a year.
Wow.
And we talk about this every day. We're like, we adore what we're doing. But I find myself sometimes, like, people are like, what are you stressed about? What part of the job do you not like? I said, no. I think the way to say that is, I love this so much that I make myself miserable, afraid I'm going to lose it. Like, it's like, I mean, yeah, I guess it's an imposter thing, but it's also just like, this is so good. And our life has changed so much. And
Dramatically.
So rich and like, and I don't mean money. I mean, like, we wake up and we're like, damn, like, we get to do this for a living and like talk about music. So I just want to take this opportunity. Like, have you learned something that helps with that?
I would just say, I think with all of it, no one's doing you any favors in the sense of people aren't clicking on your videos to do you a favor. People aren't clicking on people aren't listening to what you're saying. People aren't staying tuned in. Haven't formed this fan base because people are doing you a favor. People like what you guys do.
Wow.
And people are responding with what you guys do. No one owes us anything, do they? Like, same with music. If a song is streaming millions, billions of numbers, it resonates with people. People like it. That could be for many different reasons, but they have a choice of a million other songs, but they've chosen that song. There's a million other music channels out there. There's loads of other people reacting, doing things, all this stuff. People are tuning into your channel.
Wow.
So I think take that in itself. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right there.
I
That's
needed to
why.
hear that.
Like, but you're doing it and people are loving it and people are responding to it and people like you and people like the chemistry you two have and people can see your personalities come through and the fact that you're genuine people and you guys are doing this for the right reasons. So that's all it needs. It just needs those reminders, zooming out and being like, look where we've come in a year. Where were we a year ago? Where are we now? What have we done? Where have we gone? Go out 5 years, go out 10 years. And then like, you're living your dreams. You're living these things of like, I didn't even know this was a revenue stream. I didn't even know this is where I wanted to go. And then suddenly this is now your job, like you say. And that's amazing. There's a beauty in that, and it doesn't need any more.
Yeah. That's
Man,
cool.
I appreciate that. Like,
that's very cool.
I really needed to hear that. Just the fact that, like,
Me too.
Yeah, like maybe a handful, but almost all the people aren't like being nice, doing me a favor. It's like, no, because I don't do that. Like, as a user, I don't just be like, you know what? I'll give them a view.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not it's not that personal.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
it's like, no, I'm interested in this. This is really good. Oh my God, I want to follow.
For sure.
And then, oh my God, I want to pay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't pay to be nice.
Right.
Like, So I appreciate that. I was like, that was really helpful.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm glad. And the thing is, like, we're in these situations for a reason. I honestly believe. And people like to talk a lot about luck, and people like to talk a lot about, oh, you got there because you're lucky, and you did this because you're lucky, and almost like it's a lottery. But for me, it just isn't that. I don't think you can get to these stages just by luck. There has to be something else and a reason why you've got to that stage. And I think we just need to appreciate those things and like, I got there. I did it. Little pat on the back, little kind of, I did it. I got to that point. And sometimes we need to. And I'm sure you guys do with each other, but telling each other as well, like, brother, look where we've come. Look where we're at. Like, look at what we've built. And you guys have built something. Like, and it's great. It's amazing. And I can't wait to see where it goes and how much else happens. Can I quickly show you some things? I would love to
definitely.
So the first one of these is just simply outrageous. First one I want to show you, a guy called Ollie Howe, which I hope you haven't seen him yet. He lives in the south of England. He's got this amazing backdrop for his videos, which is, everyone always says that like, oh, England's like really dreary and grey and rainy. And they're right, it is. But sometimes we get these days and it's beautiful. And he often with a lot of his videos is a beautiful sunshine in the background. But he does these incredible reharms of like tunes we've all heard a million times. And just his groove and his feel and his musical brain is just more than I could ever comprehend. And it's not, I know what you're probably thinking right now, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to be one of those like mathematical music things. But like, honestly,
I think
blows
I
me
know
away.
this guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
but I don't know if you do.
I don't think so.
Okay. I
name's
want to
not
see your
familiar.
reaction to this. This guy, he's amazing.
You are
Oh yeah.
my fire.
This guy's insane, bro.
This guy.
Desire.
Straight face gets me.
It's so good.
Oh my.
Space.
My gosh. So crazy. Oh. The straight face, bro. The way he's looking at me right now is
By the way,
freaking me out.
if you somehow see this video, dude, mad respect.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
such a good
yeah.
musician, man.
Yeah.
Like, makes me question my whole identity.
I definitely want to quit music altogether.
Exactly.
I just don't want to even react to it anymore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what? I give up.
Big up, Ollie. What an absolute legend. I mean, to think of those things, to have that in
Genius.
your brain and to be confident enough to put it out there is amazing. I want to just send you one final one, if that's okay, if
Yeah.
that's
Right.
appropriate. And this is just a funny one. I just love content creators and people that are putting stuff out there. And it's just, every time it comes up, you just want to watch it. You know it's going to be gold.
Yeah.
This is a UK guy called Matthew Smith. I think it's Matt Smith, on Matt Smith, sorry, on Insta. He's just hilarious. And Cooley, this is a bit of a rinse on drummers, but I'm sure you'll agree when you watch this.
Okay.
You're
All
gonna
right.
resonate with this, Cooley.
Nice.
I honestly think you're gonna like this.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna say something, and I can guarantee you that you've experienced somebody doing the exact same thing. You ready? Why every time we end a song, there's a drummer somewhere that has to do this? It doesn't matter what we've communicated, what we've organized, discussed all over the world. There are drummers that do this lick. Let's end the song with 4 stabs. Ready? Why?
Why?
There's even
Wow.
moments where it's a ballad you're not even meant to be in. It's a piano outro. And you still find a way to add in that lick. I've realized this is the drummer's version of the lick.
There
And
we
I know
go.
you've experienced it. I'm gonna say
How
something.
good is that?
that is so funny.
Bro, I don't know how many times I've done that on the tour so far this year, by the way.
And you're gonna think of this now. Every time you do it.
But it's like, it depends on the crowd too. If like they're really into it, and we just get this huge applause at the end of the song. And
Yeah.
then it's the diggity boom, but it's also a little 2 or 3 more stabs with a kick, and it's like diggity boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like jumping out of my seat because I'm just so full of it, adrenaline,
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm definitely guilty.
But I love it, and I've found myself as a musical director asking drummers to do it.
So yeah, you said you're MD. I was kind of curious, like for what, like whatever you want to share.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work for a company called Kaizen here in the UK.
Okay.
So, like we're a team, but we're also like such good friends as well, and I'm eternally grateful for them for this new kind of stage in my life where I'm doing a lot of musical direction work as well as still playing. I still record a lot, which is great. So yeah, any artists, any young artists that are looking for bass, I'm here. I'm here. Like, hit me up in the DMs. Like, I think people, a lot of the time, people have said to me like, "Oh, I waited till I was kind of at a certain stage, and then I hit you up." And it's like, it's cool. Like, reach out to me. I'm sure we can work together. I'm sure we can get stuff going. Like, I think people are often, I don't know, maybe a bit hesitant to do that, but if there's artists out there looking for bass to be on their records, I would love to work with you. I'd love to record with you. It's something I do a lot from here. So let's make it happen.
For sure.
But as far as the musical direction stuff goes, so it's the company is headed up by a guy called Ashton Miranda, who's an incredible UK MD. He MDs Ed Sheeran, loads of other people, loads of other huge acts around the world. He's amazing. Vocal director Mike Howe. who's again an absolute dude, a lovely person. And then we've got Emma as well, who deals with like all the serious stuff. And it's just a lovely team. It's a beautiful team to be part of. Everyone's incredible creative individuals, and getting to put my stamp on things now and music and young musicians and young artists, and hopefully passing down a few little bits that I've learned along the way and things that I know hopefully will help them, that helped me. And dealing with musicians, I taught for a few years, so now I get to give all my ex-students who are incredible, I get to give them gigs. And one of them ended up on stadium stages, actually, funny enough, supporting Ed Sheeran with an artist that we were working with, another artist. And he was an amazing young student I had. Shout out Connor Hopkins. And then this gig came along. I knew it'd be perfect for it. Put him on the gig, and he was doing stadiums. But because he was a great student, he was a great young musician, and he always put himself out there. And it's like, man, you deserve the world. So I'm in such a fortunate position where I could give him an amazing gig. So that was incredible. But I love being a musical director. I love the other side of things and programming and putting together arrangements and bringing people's music from the record and from what's there alive into their live sphere. And like I say, I'm eternally grateful to the Kaizen team and to Ashton for bringing me on board for that. I love working with such amazing people. So yeah, it's amazing. And I love this stage in life. I've got 2 young kids. So for me, it's lovely to be able to spend a lot of time in London. I still love playing, but there's also that thing of being here as well, which I like as well. So yeah, it's a lovely mix. I'm very fortunate to do what I do.
You mentioned it briefly before, but when you were in the States, best food. Go.
Oh man, I love my food. I am like one of those people like I balloon. I just eat for, and then I work out loads, and I kind of luckily still managing to get to a stage of shaking it. But America was a problem for me. America is a problem because I love my food, and you guys do it unlike anyone else. Wow. Oh my God! Like think like the sushi in California, the Mexican food that's there as like you guys, Tex-Mex. Barbecue, so good. Just give it all to me. I also loved the New Orleans, like the gumbo and stuff like that. It's just like so I love it all. There's nothing that I don't like. I absolutely love it all. So I think
any standouts?
So I think barbecue's got to be up there, hasn't it? That's got to be that. It's just phenomenal. Anything like that, and you guys. You do things that we don't know how to do here. It's just in the blood, ingrained in of like ways of cooking things that no one here knows how to do that.
I gotcha.
But I think for me, sometimes the most unassuming places, like some little diner or some little place somewhere,
those are the best.
It looks like a shack from the outside. And you go in and you get hit by the smell. And there's like you're just like, this is going to be phenomenal, and it is.
Have you ever been to?
So true.
Have you ever been to Daddy D's barbecue in Atlanta?
No.
Me?
Yeah. So there's this place in Atlanta. It's called Daddy D's, like D''Z.
Oh, right.
Or nice. Z, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it's called Daddy Z's or Daddy D's barbecue. And it is a shack like you're talking about.
Right.
And then you go in there, they don't give a shit that you're there.
Right.
Like you walk in and they're like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
And then you order and they take it out. No air conditioning, but it's really hot here in Georgia.
Right.
Yeah.
But you get that food, dude, and it is like
the
best macaroni and cheese you've ever had, the best cornbread you've ever had.
I love all those things.
Best brisket you've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I don't care what your building looks like. I don't care how mean you were.
Yeah.
All right.
This was so good.
I'll take it all. Here's a massive tip. But I think I'm gonna commit some absolute sacrilege right now, and you guys are probably gonna do like, who is this guy? Something that we got obsessed with, us 4 musicians on the 1D tour. We got obsessed, and by obsessed I mean obsessed with Wendy's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is the reaction that everyone has. My wife, all of her friends, her family, just like, why? And I'll tell you why.
All right.
The sweet baconator. Oh my God. So we discovered you can go off menu. So you can go off menu. Double baconator, I believe, is the only one that they advertise or is on the menu.
Right.
You can go off menu. You can go triple baconator. 3 of those patties with that cheese just melting down, soft, crisp, bacon on top. It's just
Yeah.
oh man, I'm hungry thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I didn't eat much today.
Wendy's, honestly,
Is that where we're going?
Yeah, maybe.
please have a Baconator and tell me your thoughts.
Okay.
Maybe it's just nostalgia. Maybe I'm just living in this thing of
Did
the
you
sweet,
do
sweet
Frosty?
Baconator. But
Yeah.
no, I
You
don't
didn't do a
know.
Frosty?
No.
So that's like
Dip your fries in the Frosty from Wendy's.
that's like a Wendy's
Yeah.
It's the jam.
staple here. It's like it's a chocolate milkshake essentially,
Yeah.
but it's a little thicker, almost like a Blizzard or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. But you would take the Wendy's French fry that's nice and hot, and you would dip that in the Frosty and eat it. It's like an
Yeah.
American staple here.
Yeah. It's
See,
very,
I'm
very good.
an uncultured British swine. I don't know what I'm talking. When it comes to food, I just don't know.
Imagine us over there. We would be the same.
Yeah, we just know fish and chips. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
all.
got
Yeah.
the fish and chips.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you ain't from around here, are you? No.
If you do come to England next, obviously we need to hang out apart from anything else.
Oh,
but
for
also,
sure.
I will take you to fish and chips like by the coast. You got to do it by the coast.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
give me some landlocked fish and chips. Give me
Right.
fish and chips by the
Okay.
coast.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
fresh. But
I get that.
Yeah. When you come here, let's hang, let's get together, let's make music or just hang or whatever, because it'd be
Yeah.
nice to be in person and yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, your wife
Actually,
being
mate.
from the coast, I mean, just food is just different on the shore.
Always.
It's just
Absolutely.
different. And it's
Yeah.
so scrumptulescent. I'm going to use that word.
Agreed.
So,
All right. Well, Cooley.
and when you say football, you mean soccer, right?
Yeah. See that yeah.
I'm sorry. I offended
That's
you. I can tell. I'm sorry.
Another sacrilege there. It's just like Wendy's. It was going so well, and then we just now just slam.
My bad.
slam.
Guys, could you delete all the footage?
Now, I
it's
will
fine.
say
Soccer.
here in Atlanta, it's huge because the team here, they won the MLS 5-6 years ago or something like that. And, but they also have the biggest crowds in the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And, it was like 70,000 strong. So,
Oh, geez.
in America, that's kind of unheard of. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
big, huge soccer community down here. So, but we also have football too, but it's a little different. Obviously.
Yeah. I got you. Amazing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Incredible.
that's cool, man.
All right, Cooley. You
We
wanna
signing
take
Oh, we're
out.
us
doing
out?
this?
All right. Let me get the music going. Woo! Here we go.
Attention! Just want to say thank you, Sandy,
Thank
for
you,
being
Sandy.
here. We love you, pal. Twerk Nation! Salute!
Awesome.
That face, bro. Yes.